Hey guys, it's your boy Karki. Welcome back for another episode of Granblue Fantasy. So last time we were at the Snowy Mountains and we ended up fighting another primal beast. I think it's called Madagascar, something like that. I butchered pronunciations, but now after trying to find Mr. Fix-It's friend, we've just spoken to one of the colleagues here, and he said I got to go somewhere else. But I've just noticed as well we've got loads of other stuff that we can do. We've got loads of fates that we need to do. We probably need to explore this town a bit as well. So we're going to try to do some fates today. It might just be a pure fate episode, as we have got quite a few of them. Raphael, see, on lookout for experience. Okay.
Perhaps Skyfarers? Welcome. This is Rafal's Seed Hollow branch.
Nice. So we've got new quests that we can do now as well. New quests. I'm guessing it's up here. Yeah, and then we've got probably no pickable ones there. Do you always seem to get new ones here? Ooh, is that going to be for a crewmate card? Ooh. Okay. But we've got a fate episode. So we've completed the first like 3 on everyone. And now we've got Vern's up until this episode here. Episode 5. And then after that we need to progress the story a bit more. So we've got that episode. I don't think we've got anything for Catalina. We need to progress the story for Catalina. Rackham, he's got like 3 episodes as well. And Ugin has got like 3 episodes as well. And then we've got Lancelot. You know what? I reckon it might be cool to learn about Lancelot right now. We've got a lot that we need to do for Lancelot as well. Like, we're getting quite high here. So let's learn about Lancelot, the twin Fang Prodigy.
The wind. Riding aboard the Grand Cypher, soaring across yet another cloud bank, I felt a pang of envy. The wind goes where it pleases, and it arrives when it may. A quality I have long sought to adapt to my fighting style. Here I stood in comparison, shackled to my duties as captain of a knightly order. Oft have I imagined the brighter futures I might have discovered, if only I were faster, more like the gale. Had I risen like a storm front, I could have prevented wars. Had I rushed like a squall, I could have circumvented tragedy. But as the wind continues flowing forward, so too does the passage of time. Idle ponderings would change nothing. I had exchanged my freedom for the greater good. Quietly, I repeated a promise I made long ago. Henceforth, I shall endeavor to combat adversity, so much as I can, for as long as I live. Happily, this hasn't been a hard course to follow, for it runs parallel to the path of the crew. Gracious hosts and, on occasion, lively companions.
I want you to broaden your horizons for the betterment of our kingdom.
I now see the wisdom and kindness behind King Carl's decree. For it was my journey aboard the Grand Cypher that taught me how to cast control to the winds, to ride unbound and at the mercy of the gales.
Okay. So he was sent to come and help us from the King Carl, and now he's starting to realise why the king has sent him off with us. From what it seems like, he doesn't really give us much, but from what we don't call someone a twin Fang Prodigy if they're not stupidly good. And he's would you say he was a captain of a knighthood as well? So let's do this one.
When I was a boy, my best friend's parents were killed by wyverns. After witnessing the depth of his grief, I decided I would become a knight. I would protect the kingdom from monsters and the tragedies they wrought. But there was one massive wall standing between me and my goal. It was not aptitude, for I had some talent with the sword, but the station of my birth. At that time, Feendrock was a kingdom run by its aristocracy. Commoners were restricted to a life of labor, and the knightly orders were composed entirely of noble houses. Immediately I was rejected, told that I could offer my sweat to the crown, but not my blood, for it lacked the proper lineage. I was not deterred. Who was to say that our stone-walled villages could not breed warriors as well as our gold-gilded courts? I studied, I trained, and I worked harder than any man had ever worked to become a knight. In the end, my efforts bore fruit. Siegfried, who at the time was still in the service of the king, understood my plight and changed the course of history. He allowed me into the order of Black Dragon Knights. But uneasy rests the commoner with new acquired titles. The nobility would only be too eager to dismiss me over the slightest misstep and prevent the chivalrous orders from being contaminated by peasant filth. I could not fail. The weight of my people and the future of the kingdom spurred me. I had to become the perfect knight. My ascension was not easy. If given a choice, I might have chosen a different path. But when I had at last emerged from the crucible of trial and tragedy, I was a changed man. I was the captain of the White Dragon Knights.
Wow, so he actually became a full-blown captain, but it looks like he went through loads of trials and tribulations to get to there. That's actually insane. Siegfried, though, I'm not too sure if you guys remember, but we saw him as someone that we can actually recall with crewmate cards as well. So that's interesting, but we can probably do that. Homeland Crisis. Oh, is that going to be the Siegfried that we mentioned?
My mentor, Siegfried, was captain of the Black Dragon Knights. He once saved the kingdom by killing the dreaded dragon, Fafnir, and vouched for me when no other would. So when my friend and counselor was convicted of regicide, I felt betrayed. Siegfried's downfall thrust upon me the leadership of the newly dubbed White Dragon Knights, and I swore to bend all my power toward bringing him to justice. In hindsight, this anger was misplaced, foolish. There was no reason for Siegfried to assassinate the king. I should have deduced Royal Consul Isabella's hidden coup, long before turning on a man whom I knew to be steadfast and honorable. My mind trembled under the pressure of newfound responsibility. It howled and grieved for the loss of a beloved king. I know that this amounts to no more than an excuse. It was my flash judgment that drove me away from Siegfried when he needed me most. Had I been left to my own devices, the conspiracy may have never been brought to light. But I had Vayne and Percival at my side, and, though hunted by all the country, Siegfried himself infiltrated Isabella's cabal and alerted me to their treachery. I may owe the biggest debt, however, to the sky-faring captain, whose aid was instrumental in restoring peace to Feendrock. After the dust had settled, His Majesty King Carl decreed that I explore other countries so I could gain experience befitting my new station. Thus, I became another crewmate aboard the Grand Cypher. Since then, I have visited various lands. I have seen myriad peoples and their responses to numerous threats. I have learned many things and gained many new teachers, and as they have given freely to me, someday I hope to give back to them. But there are yet countless leagues to travel, so on I sail across the skies, seeking the strength and wisdom necessary for a true leader.
Wow. Just wow. Right. So his mentor was What's the word only for framed? Oh, wow. I wonder what this one here means. That means I've got to fight something. I'm not too sure. Let's find out. A butler's request.
Zega Grande Skydom. How much time had passed since our arrival here? With our battles against the Church of Avia and the pacification of many primals, it certainly felt like a lifetime. But now that things were a little quieter, we were content to return to our usual bread and butter, satisfying requests from locals. Though the crew was accustomed to quests of all sorts, one day there came a demand that left us puzzled.
Sorry for the confusion, folks. This request isn't for the whole crew. It's an escort mission for Lancelot, specifically.
Me? But why? There were few in this Skydom who had even heard of my name. Curious, I asked about Hans, the man who had posted the quest.
Oh, you don't know him? Seems like he was real familiar with you. Anyways, he's a butler for the Lord of Grossguard.
I hesitated. There was nothing I could do that another crewmate couldn't accomplish just as well. Acknowledging a specific request for me felt discourteous in a way.
You're not at your fancy-ass court anymore, okay? On our ship, you don't have to worry about rubbing anyone's ego the wrong way. If you're interested in the job, just take it.
Though he may not have been tactful, Eugen was, as ever, a fount of wisdom. Very well, then. I shall hear what this Hans has to say.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Hans, butler to his lordship.
The next day, an elderly man ambled onto the Grand Cipher, leaning heavily on his cane. But looking into his eyes, I sensed deep wisdom and a sharp mind. The pleasure is mine. I am Lancelot, a Skyfarer. Forgive me for not accepting your request at once, but I would like more details before returning an answer.
Yes, well, his lordship Ludwin is in need of an escort.
Hans explained. Ludwin was a lord of Grossguard, and he was looking for a mythical sword passed down through his family for generations. So far, his search had led them to a snowy peak, but nearby monsters made the trip too dangerous to risk without protection. Does your lord not employ a personal guard?
He does, but as this quest is for personal gain, he believes that commanding their service would be an abuse of power. However, the lords of Grossguard have never been gifted in the martial arts, so if we head to the mountains without a decent sword arm, tragedy will surely befall us.
But what led you to seek my sword arm specifically?
Well, we knew we needed a highly experienced Skyfarer. The mission is dangerous, far too dangerous for any amateur. But perhaps more importantly, his lordship is quite the fan of yours, Sir Lancelot.
A fan? My voice cracked in surprise.
Yes, you are known as a knight exemplar, talented in both combat and scholarship. How fortunate that this very same Lancelot would come to our land and proffer his services.
Whatever accounts you've heard of me were surely exaggerated.
And so humble. Lord Ludwin will be overjoyed when he hears that we've secured your aid. The Honorable Sir Lancelot to protect us. What could be better? So, will you accept?
Though this idolatry did not sit well with me, I could see no reason to refuse. From what I'd heard, Ludwin seemed an honorable man. Besides, there was much a lord of this Skydom could teach me. Very well. On behalf of our crew, I accept your request.
Nice. So that, I guess, now leads into this one where you got to fight a boss for Ludwin and Hans. Ah, okay, let's go. Ah, so you can't have anyone else as party customer. Okay. That's perfectly fine. Let's go. We'll only do the ones for the characters I'm currently using. Everyone else's fates we'll do at a much later time.
Hans and Ludwin were waiting for me at the foot of Mount Nagelith.
It is an honor and a privilege to meet you, Sir Lancelot of Fiendrock. Hans has probably already told you who I am, but allow me to formally introduce myself. I am Ludwin, Lord Protector of Grossgard.
Though his aura was imposing and befitting of a lord, he also felt courteous and down to earth. The honor is mine. Though I am now no more than a Skyfarer, I swear to protect you and yours with my life, should it come to it.
Well, whatever your title, I am glad to have your aid.
Ludwin was beaming. Hans had told me of his excessive devotion, but it was another thing seeing it in person. I suddenly felt I wasn't quite sure how to conduct myself. Right. So you believe a family heirloom is hidden among these peaks?
Not the sword itself, but the first of a series of trials that shall reveal the blade in due time.
I see. And what is the first trial?
There's a record somewhere around here which should detail the whereabouts of the sword. A little game of my family's, if you will. But on second thought, perhaps a great knight such as yourself has nobler things to do than this frivolous treasure hunt in the snow. Yes, perhaps we had better call it...
My lord.
Hans was stern, more mentor than butler.
The ancestral trials are not frivolous. Each one holds an important meaning. Those same challenges taught your father how to reign. Skies rest his soul.
Yes, you're quite right. Forgive me, Hans. So, with that settled, I shall count on you, Sir Lancelot, to provide the muscle. For as you may know, I am sadly little more than a statesman.
I am yours to command. With that, I unsheathed my twin blades and started our quest.
Okay. This is actually really cool. I like this.
We go into the Viper's Nest. Take care. I'll go on ahead and make sure the path is secure. For your own safety, try not to stray.
Oh, do let me know if I can be of assistance.
My lord, let's leave the fighting to the professionals, shall we?
Oh, yes, of course. Well then, Sir Lancelot, do what you do best.
I'm just checking all these here because you never know. I don't think anything's going to come this way. I don't think we can actually go out this way either. No, okay. Gotta go down that way. Always worth looking around though. Grossgard, got you. Anything up here? No. Nothing up there either.
The bridge is down. Now
Oh, that was the bridge that they destroyed before.
This mountain is vast. I doubt this is the only trail.
Hey. Ah, I did come down here before.
Seems a bit treacherous. Please watch your step.
God! Monsters!
Stay behind me. I'll deal with this. Too slow. Away with you. Slow. Wide open. Give in. Too slow. You won't prevail. Away with you. was the last of the monsters.
What a glorious form! Give it it is a pleasure to watch you work. If you're unhurt, you will get it through.
What's over this way? I don't realise something there. Snow pillow. Nice. Would you like a good pillow? I'm learning how to play as him right now. As Lancelot at the moment. Ooh, getting better with it.
What of these ranged pop doodles? Do be careful, Sir Lancelot.
Don't worry. I'll close that distance in a heartbeat.
Give it! Away with you! On guard! Too slow! Up here! Give it!
Okay, that one's dead. Anything up this way? Okay. This is a prime spot for a fight.
No. Look! A chest!
Wait, this monster.
Get behind me! A giant eyeball! I think I've read about this monster! Nazar bought you!
Correct. Our crew has faced it once before.
Ah, such daring do, brave Lancelot! Away with you! Wide open! Too slow! Nay! You're through! What a fearsome spectacle! Terrifying beast! A single glance and I feel frozen solid!
We'll see which is colder. Its gaze or my frost.
God, it's still going.
Too bad for you! Once more! On guard!
There we go, we got it. Woo!
I believe we're safe now.
Quest cleared.
After this, it's back to training.
Yeah, I like Lancelot more. And actually leads the order of the White Dragons here in the trust of the king and citizens of Fiend Rock through his heroic endeavours. Nice.
Impressive! The Twin Fang Prodigy does not disappoint.
Thank you, my lord. I hadn't done much during our climb, so the praise caught me unawares. Shall we check this chest? It could contain the record you seek.
Yes? Let's see what she's holding.
The young lord opened the box. A rather dry affair, as we already knew what to expect.
And here it is.
In his hands, He held a flaking tome, its pages warped and yellowed by age.
This takes me back. Once upon a winter, I sought out that very book with Ludwin's father.
And now it's been passed to me. But this...
As Ludwin flitted through the pages, his face twisted into expressions of greater and greater perplexity.
I can't read this at all. Is this some sort of code?
I suppressed the urge to take a glance myself. My duty was to protect, not translate. In the end, it was Hans who broke the silence.
If it pleases his lordship, shall I offer a hint?
Ludwin shook his head.
No, this is a trial that I must conquer myself. And on that note, I believe you are dismissed, Sir Lancelot. I thank you for your services today, and payment will be made forthwith.
Understood. If ever you need my help again, do not hesitate to call. Thus, my private escort mission ended without much fanfare. And yet, I had a feeling that our paths would cross once again. At least, I hoped that they would. There was something about Ludwin. His earnestness, perhaps, and his love for his comrades that resonated with me.
Oh, another sigil slot. Nice. Right, so Lancelot got another sigil slot now. What's really cool, I feel, for this early on. It's not that one, is it? Is it gear? And then look at that. Oh my god. Whew. Right, we'll give him a critical rate hit. So now his attack's up and his critical rate's gone up. Right. Who's going to be next? Wait, can oh no, not Undertake Quest, Fates episodes. Any more that I can do for him? No, we've got to wait till we progress the story. But I think that was really cool learning about Lancelot. Right, we're going to learn about Gran now. More about Gran.
Skyfarers, we need your aid! Goblins! Goblins in Tempeal!
We were at the dock in Folca, taking care of landing procedures, when a panicked old merchant rushed toward us. In between his wheezing, he explained that a shipment of relief supplies headed for Tempeal had been intercepted by monsters. Tempeal reminded me of Id and how he had totally beat our butts. It was embarrassing, yeah, but what's worse, it reminded me of losing Lyria.
Tempeal, huh? Maybe this time around I can actually help out.
That wasn't Vern's usual peppy tone. He was probably reliving those bad memories, just like me. I guess after you've spent as much time together as we have, you pretty much share a brain. It wasn't going to be a fun journey to Tempeal for either of us. But we were Skyfarers, and desperate times called for brave faces. Anyway, goblins. Smart. Fast. That meant we wouldn't have the luxury of time. We needed to throw together the minimum amount of supplies needed for the journey and head out. I turned to Vern so we could discuss game plans, but then I saw his ears were droopy.
If we're fighting goblins, then we should have them licked by lunch.
Something was wrong, but with the hasty flight preparations, I couldn't spare the few minutes to investigate. Pull through it, Vern, I thought. We need you.
We do need you, mate. We do. Right, so that's that little bit done there. I've got your back. Oh, we've got defend. And then we've got the episode 4 there as well. Right. Okay, no worries. Yeah, we can do that. Let's go. I actually think I might stop making Lancelot my main one. I actually liked him there. It was actually really cool in terms of like being able to...
A little less than an hour later, it was time to depart. But Vern was nowhere to be found.
Hurry, Skyfarers! We can't waste another second!
The later we got there, the more supplies would be stolen or destroyed. This could add up to weeks or even months of delay in Tempeal's restoration. Vern, I hope you're okay, bud. I was worried out of my mind, but a captain's gotta do what a captain's gotta do. I left a message for Vern with the merchant, and we set out.
Goblins? I can't even fight stinking goblins! What good am I? Just a scaredy lizard who brings everybody down. Man. If only I was more like my pal, swinging swords and shooting spells. Then I'd finally be able to help out. Maybe I could have stopped Avia from taking Lyria. Maybe I could have done something. How do you live the skyfaring life without combat skills? Heck, I can't even blow sparks, much less fire. What kind of dragon can't breathe fire? Ha! I tell everybody I'm a cool dragon, but I'm just a faker.
Oh, Vern.
You are unworthy.
You were right, Ed. I'm not worthy. Not worthy of being in the crew. Not worthy of being the captain's best bud.
Ah, finally, here you are. I was looking everywhere for you.
Uh-huh. What did this old dude want with me?
Your captain left you a message. The crew's gone on ahead, but as an indispensable member of the Grand Cipher, they want you with them as soon as possible. And that's an order.
Indispensable? That meant like VIP, right? Me? For a second there, I was about to blow it off. Like, yeah, right, my bud's just saying that. But then I remembered, this crew had always kept it real. No lies, no flattery. Yeah, we kicked butt because we believed in one another. These guys were my best friends. And maybe we weren't perfect. I mean, we lost to Id, but my bud put his captain boots on and got right back up and tried again. It was never about swords or magic. It was about always moving forward, never giving up. And more than anything, it was about being there for each other. What was I worrying about? Who cares if I couldn't fight? There are 1,000,002 ways to help on an adventure. I mean, you try questing without a cook or a healer.
Hello? Merchant of Vern, do you read me? If you're done daydreaming now, I've got a ship ready to go.
It was time to get a move on, or I wasn't worth my scales. Sorry, everybody. Your pal Vern is on his way.
Finally on his way. Right, let's go.
There we go. Let's do it to it.
The supply should be this way. Let's move.
Uh-oh. Our potion stock's running low. We'll be okay against a few goblins.
Hopefully. Just don't overdo it. Sure hope Vern's okay.
It was really
I should power through this one because they're only like level 10.
Get out of our way! We're in a hurry here!
Take him out!
Damn, back for more. Right when we were about to cross the finish line.
I see people! Over there, by the supplies! We have to go help them!
Folks doing okay?
Skyfarers! We're doing better now. We need these supplies to repair some fields. Looking good!
Please, would you protect them? We're on it. Take cover, okay?
I think that was the last of them.
Thank you. You saved Temteel's future.
Heads up, goblin reinforcements. Just don't quit.
Did you miss me? Took me forever to catch up.
Vern, was that an explosive? When did you get bombs?
Here come more of those stinking gobbles. Can you take them?
Sure can. Looking good.
You're not killing
Just like that!
Yikes! Wyverns are coming from above! Watch your noggin!
Those goblins managed to steal any more of the supplies, then the relief effort's good as done. No kidding. They've already hauled half our grain to higher ground.
Higher ground? Sounds like a job for a cool dragon.
That's a great idea, Vern. Put your wings to use.
Are you sure you can manage? What if the goblins spot you?
Piece of cake! I'll be back in 30 seconds or your money back!
Oh, I nearly killed them both there with that. Timed it just right as well.
I found some of the stolen supplies! They're safe and sound! Here's second buddy! Here, I brought potions! Everyone feeling better?
Thanks, Vern. You're a lifesaver.
Those goblins are getting nasty! Don't fall for their tricks!
Looking good. Looking good. That's why we love you. Close call.
Got 'em all back! Those stinking gobbos didn't get a single sack!
And there we go.
The enemy have started their retreat. I think the worst has passed.
Thanks to you Skyfarers, Tempeel's finally gonna be rebuilt. We owe you everything.
Vern was the real MVP.
Aw, shucks. I bet you say that to all your lifelong pals.
Good
I
work.
didn't hear anything.
Now let's get back out there.
After we'd secured the supplies, Vern talked about how he didn't think he was good enough for the crew. Obviously, he was the only one that felt that way. I'd always appreciated his support. During fights, he was a supply runner, lookout, and cheerleader. And both on and off the battlefield, he was my courage. But even the best people, and dragons, get discouraged sometimes. I really should have been more vocal about my appreciation. I made sure he knows now. We won the day because he came flying to the rescue. Just like I knew he would.
I'll always be there for you, pal.
He was back to his old self, basking in the praise of the crew. Which caused his ego to swell like a balloon, but hey, who doesn't need a little confidence boost after a dip? And Vern, let me just say it now. I value you. And all the hard work you do. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Right. Oh, that's that one done for Gran. Now we've got another episode.
Need something?
Don't know whether I should make this episode more about Gran or more about Lancelot. Because Lancelot was pretty cool, but obviously Gran being the main character, I probably should make it more about him. Victory as sweet as apples.
Sometime after our mission in Tempeel, we bumped into the old merchant in Folka.
Well, look who the cat dragged in. Thanks for handling things in Tempeel. You all deserve the best.
Tempeel had been roughed up by Furican's rampage, and all of the locals were busy repairing the damage. The work we did that day had been crucial to those recovery efforts.
Out of curiosity, my young lizard friend, were you much help to your crew?
Uh-oh. He said the L word. I turned to Vern, ready for his usual furious tagline.
Thanks, Pops. You really helped me see the light.
Huh. This was new. The old man threw an apple to Vern, and they exchanged a nod. Then, without explaining this bizarre bond between them that just came out of the blue, he left.
Does anyone else feel like the space-time continuum just broke?
Io was staring, dumbfounded at the small dragon, who was already happily munching away on a tart Granny Smith. Had he matured? Enough to ignore his most hated of hated insults?
Seriously, this is just too much to believe. He called you a lizard and everything. Maybe the ship will be a little quieter from now on, huh? Hold it! I ain't no lizard! And don't you say that in front of the apple. What if it hears you?
Maybe he'd get there in another adventure or two.
Right. No more there, but we do have... So we've got any more for Catalina? No. We've got some more for Rackham. So he's got like 3, to be fair. And Ugin has as well. She hasn't, no. She's apparently need to progress the main story a bit more for her. So Ugin's got some more. Well, actually, no. He's only got 2 more. So next episode we might be doing Rackham's and Ugin's, and then we'll go from there. I think everyone else is
Have a good day.
kind of like just chilling. So guys, I wonder if Uzi now has 2 slots as well. He does. There we go. Crabby Resonance. It's saying that my power goes up by 5. Sorry, let's do it. Right then guys, I'm going to end this episode here. Hope you're enjoying these like little fates where we learn more about the characters and everything. I love the one about Lancelot, knowing that he's a knight, and it's seeing that he was in obviously an armor and a dual wielder. It really spoke out to me. So yeah, thank you very much for watching guys. Be sure to subscribe, leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace out. Bye.